Welcome back to Tag with me, Lisette, and this way.
Ramsel, hi guys. I have a new camera and it kind of gives a wide view, so I have to look up now.
Awesome. Well, I still have to look straight for it. No, just kidding. Okay, so let's get right down to it. We have a couple announcements for you first, and then we'll kind of recap last week,
hmm
everything that happened last week. So, first and foremost, know that you guys are still having to complete your mandatory assignments, which is mass and Bible study. Bible study counts as class, so make sure that you guys are logging in weekly on Wednesdays to check that out and turning it in on Thursdays. And then you guys know that mass is always posted on Sundays and is due that same day too. So make sure that you guys are getting them done. They're really not that hard. It takes you less than like 30 minutes to complete the assignments. And obviously for mass, it's an hour, but it shouldn't be that bad, guys. This is normal.
Along with Mass, if you have not completed your Life Nights or if you have completed them, I would encourage you to go and still do them because you still get something new every single time. So Life Teen has been doing really awesome job putting up videos, having guest speakers, having nice music playing for us. So I would encourage you guys to check them out when you can. Their videos go up live on Sunday. For us here, it is at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Sunday. You can rewatch the video after it's done, after they're done doing it live, but I would encourage you to go in and watch it live, and you can actually participate in the chat. You can chat along with them. And then afterwards, it'll be with us. So we're gonna host it on Lisette will be hosting on Zoom, and I will be joining in to help out however I can. But she will be leading you guys in something else after the live team video. But you got to make sure that you watch the video first and then you join us because we talk about the video.
Yeah. So, um, the other thing too is I know that we're stuck at home and some of us may be bored. Some of us may be busy doing homework because I don't know why teachers decided that we had nothing better to do and give us more homework. But with that being said, I did want to do something kind of fun. Some of you guys may not like it, but sacrifices are always necessary. For the greater good. So what we're going to do is that we are going to initiate a quarantine challenge with you guys. If you guys want to join us, I would recommend everybody doing it just as a way of like a prayer, right? You guys know that during Lent we always sacrifice stuff for a prayer, but even though it's not Lent, it's still always good to come back into like sacrificing or fasting, if you guys want to call it that, just as a way to, because we're away from each other and we're not really praying with one another, this can be kind of a way where we reunite our prayers together. So, our challenge for you guys during quarantine is to try to sacrifice something that you don't need during this time. And what I mean by that is that you may not, you can sacrifice, for example, chips or ice cream or juice. I don't know. Something that you guys don't need. You can even try to limit your screen time. So, screen time meaning anything on your phone, on your TV. If you guys play video games like me, try to limit the amount of time that you're spending on screen and maybe more time spending with family during this time. Um, just something to kind of keep us in our prayer groove, keep us motivated until we see each other again. So this challenge does last until we see each other again. Okay. Try to do it. Let us know down below on the Google Classroom or even on our YouTube page what you want to give up during this quarantine so that we can pray for you to motivate you to continue to sacrifice every week.
Yeah, so if you watched last week's video, our lectio, one of the challenges was to give something up, sort of fasting. Um, I fasted chocolate. I'm gonna be honest, I messed up because I have a jar of like trail mix kind of thing. And so I just got some and I started eating them and I'm like, oh, I gave up chocolate. So I had already eaten some, but then what I did was I picked out the rest of the chocolate and put it away, and I ate whatever else wasn't chocolate. But even though I messed up, you catch yourself and then you go back onto it again.
Yeah, I have been giving up trying to limit the amount of snacking that I eat because during this time I've been so like consumed with always going into the kitchen to find something to eat when I'm bored and I have nothing better to do. So I've been trying to limit myself. It's funny, I think I told Carol this, but I was telling somebody that I ended up putting like signs on my fridge that says like
Oh
Lisette.
yes, I remember you told me this too.
Yeah, yeah. It says Lisette, you're bored. Like go away. Like you're not hungry. Like I had to put signs up, dude. Like it's been bad. But it's been helping. Those signs are like, yeah, you know what? No, I'm not hungry. I'll just grab water or whatever and then go about my day. But
You know what? I get with the giving up of chocolate, I haven't had a snack, like an actual, like unhealthy snack,
yeah.
in a good while.
Well, that's good.
So it pays off. Giving us
Yeah.
doing a sacrifice, it pays off.
Yeah, yeah.
Another announcement. So along with this challenge for you guys, we still have one more announcement, which is if you have those raffle tickets, please make sure to turn them into the office. We really, really need those raffle tickets back and any of the money you have collected as well.
Yeah, and again, like I said, the fiesta is canceled, or it was canceled because it's supposed to happen in April. But the school really relies on the fiesta for their incoming, like money wise. They support themselves with the fiesta, and unfortunately, they didn't have it this year. So, if you would like to donate what you collected from the tickets to the school, they would great. I know they would greatly appreciate it. But I understand that for some of us it's hard. So all I'm asking is that you guys return the raffle tickets. Just return them, even if you haven't sold them yet. Just return them. But if you would like to donate what you would have sold them for, you can turn in the tickets with the money as well. Okay, and I think with that being said, guys, by the way, I know a couple of you guys are missing service. A great way that you guys can do service hours during this time is maybe helping your neighbors. Um, I know that they're like, especially like in my neighborhood, I know there's a couple of my old peeps that can go out. So maybe going over there and asking if they need anything, because it never hurts to ask, you know. But yeah, that's one way that you can get your service hours done during this time. If you guys are donating food, if you guys are, donating clothes or anything to a specific place, you guys can also use that at service hours as well. So don't um, don't miss out on those opportunities. They're very easy to do. But yeah, I think that's about it. So that's it for the announcements. But I did want to recap last week because this last week, the Bible study and even Mass on Sunday that just happened was very interesting. I know last week for Bible study for me personally, it involved one of my all time known scriptures, which is Psalm 23. And I really love that scripture. Like I told you guys before, it appears always in my life, and I always keep track of them during Mass as well. Um, but this week, like for me, I don't know about you, Rosa, but for this week in Mass, I took down a lot of notes. Like I was watching my YouTube Mass with Father Mike, and I had to stop the video like so many times during his homily, which I'm kind of glad because you can't do that at regular Mass. Like you can't say, "Priest, stop." Like, hold up. Can I write this down? Because he gave a lot and he made me laugh. Like he was so entertaining to watch. Knowing that, yes, the Lord is our shepherd, and he watches over us and he knows us. But one thing that caught my attention was like the fact that us sheep, we know our shepherd by his voice, which was interesting, right? And I know for a lot of us, maybe even teens during this time, they have such a hard time hearing God's voice. and kind of differentiating who is God's voice, because we hear so many voices in our lives, but how can we tell what's God's voice, right?
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, kind of what I got out of last week was just understanding that trusting in God and what He has for us and His plans, right? And and then even like the whole life night thing as well. Life night for this Sunday was about God being in those who are in pain and understanding that God is with us in our pain. But one thing that he always mentions, well, that I got out of the life team was like we were never promised a life of comfort, but we were promised that God would always be there with us every step of the way. So that was just a couple of things for me that stuck out to me last week. What about you?
For me, what stuck out the most was from Life Night itself, when I don't remember his name, but he was the person who was doing the whole video, the MC of the video.
Yeah,
He said when God messed up his life, and and I was like, what? And then he's like, God messed up my life because he came into my life.
yeah,
And so it wasn't a bad thing; it was a good thing. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. I'm the same.
yeah,
God messed up my life because it wasn't in a bad way that he messed up my life. It was in a good way. Like he came into my life. That's how he messed it up.
yeah,
And along with that, this doesn't go with the this Sunday as well. But I did watch the movie The Shack. Um, I know you've seen it, so I don't know if you remember it, but it was, and I recommend people to go watch it as well. To watch it just video on demand. Um, but it was really nice because as I was watching it, I just kept getting reminded that God is always gonna be there. He's always gonna guide you. He's never gonna abandon you, even when we think he's not there. He is always there. We just gotta let him in.
yeah,
And so as I was watching, I was like, this really goes with him messing up my life because he stepped into my life and he doesn't want to step out of it, and he's gonna keep making things right for me.
yeah. I like that. I like that you went out beyond and watched something.
Yeah, I was like, what movie should I watch? And I was like, I'll watch The Shack. I haven't seen it in a while, and I watched it like, oh my God, you're amazing.
Nice. Okay, guys. Hopefully, you guys got somewhat of the same message that we got. And if you didn't, I would love to hear what stuck out to you of last week. You guys can comment down below, and we can discuss. And like I said before, we're still doing our Bible study, so stick around for that. That'll be our next video. And yeah, guys, we'll see you soon. We'll be ready with our Bibles to pray along.
Much love.
Much love. Peace.